thing. No one.
The value of me being on video is tremendous.
Yeah. Although you got a little crusty there, which may
Unmatched.
explain why you had a loss. But you're fine now.
Okay.
You're fine now.
All right.
All right, gentlemen. Record time. Let's do this. The Warriors are up. Well, they're tied 2-2. So
Stop it!
Yeah. I'm up
Oh,
against
sorry.
the Warrior at the moment, so
Value
it's okay.
spoiler for all those who
me
DVR'd it and haven't
being on
watched it.
video
How do you do sports on
is
DVR?
tremendous.
Come on. Yeah. But that's a weird thing. You got to watch it live. Come on. Come on, everybody. Come on.
I mean, I do it sometimes, but
Oh, well, then it's okay then.
but here's the thing: if you do it, it's on you to not listen to or go on the internet or open your
Anything.
Facebook timeline or any of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's on you.
Yeah, I agree with that. Patrick, you
Everyone
might
else gets to do whatever they want.
Patrick, you're way crusty now, and I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah.
What's happening?
I don't
What
know.
is happening?
I don't know.
I am
Oh yeah,
here.
it's true.
Yeah, you're like
Is
you're
it
in a,
horrible?
Don't do it.
You're
Don't
like-
do it, Patrick.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off the video. Is this better now?
Let's see. So far, no, but it may improve.
Okay, this is getting me worried.
Do you want me to,
What's happening
re-add you? I could re-add you. Want to try that?
now? Maybe. Okay.
I'll hang up on you and call you back. Hang on. All
Yeah,
right.
that sounds like a Skype.
That's
Hey,
much
Krusty.
better now. Just let's do it
Yeah,
like
It's
this.
so
Wow,
perfect,
perfect.
now.
Crystal
Jeez,
clear.
this is dead on.
That is
No
the
crest,
one.
No nothing.
All right, we're gonna add Patrick.
I came back
Oh,
on my own.
you sound
Is this
great.
Better?
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Much better.
Totally cleared it up.
All right.
And we didn't try to not call you back, so that's fine.
Yeah.
It's good that you came back by yourself.
Not an issue. Okay.
All right. Well, I guess I'm not gonna have any video then.
That's all right. We know how handsome you are
That's
without
fine.
having to see you.
Yeah, but I'd like to remind people.
You can tell them. Leave them.
Oh,
leave them
before
wanting
we
more.
go on,
Yeah.
does anyone want Lily, Zeratul, Sonya, or Zagara in Heroes of the Storm?
I want Zagara.
I can get you. I'll type it to you now.
All right. That's the only
Anyone
one I-
else for any more? Anyone
Wait,
need
what
a
were those?
Zeratul?
I'll go for some Zeratul. Sure.
Zeratul. Sonya? Do you want a Sonya, Patrick? You've already got one, haven't you? But
I have one, yeah.
that's what you need, really,
well,
isn't
you
it?
know, I'm hesitant because I played a little bit of Heroes. Maybe we can talk about this on the show, but yeah, you have a Heroes section, so let's do that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
But how are you sending this to me? Email?
I'm just going to type it out to you now in the Skype chat.
Oh, on the Skype. Okay.
Twitter.
Yeah, I tweet it.
At
No one would know what it means.
That's a great idea. All right, cool. I'm excited because I've wanted Zagara since the beginning, and I just keep not getting around to it. So that's exciting.
Well,
Zagara's
I got
very
her
good.
for-
Yeah,
in
I like
the
her.
Starter pack.
She
you know.
causes me serious pain when I'm playing against her, so I feel like it's time to be her. So I can feel her. I have so many female characters in the game, man.
You know what would be really funny? Like really, really funny?
What?
Would be if I took your Zagara code.
I'd have to murder you.
You would
and-
have to
Oh,
not
all right.
have her to
Sorry.
work, though. That's the thing. These are ones that I already have, so they don't work on mine.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't have her.
Oh, well, you could be a French butthole if you wanted. All right.
Already? All right.
Thank you for that. Whatever. How do you get the? I want some of these codes to give away. We should get some of those for the instance. Why can't we do that?
But literally, you buy there's a boxed copy of Heroes of the Storm,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah,
comes.
it comes
I
with
got a
some
golden
codes, right?
tiger, and I got a Ronin Zeratul skin and stuff like that.
Oh,
But yeah, then it came with a load that I already had.
that's rad. All right.
And Dills, this Zeratul might be completely wrong, this code, because I've been talking whilst typing it out,
Okay.
and I'm not
Well,
very
we'll-
good. But give it a
we'll
go.
find
Just
out
whack it in
soon.
your BattleNet code
Yeah.
reading.
Whack
We'll
it.
find out very soon.
That's right. Whack it.
As soon as I
Okay.
whack it real quick.
It is go time.
Give me a moment to whack it.
Yeah, please whack it. He only needs a moment.
Fuck you guys.
All right, I think we're ready to go. Let's do it. Let's launch it. Let's have it. Let's do a thing. It begins in 3, 2. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. Here we go. 1.
I am Illyria Windrunner. If you stand against me, you're just another target. And I never miss my mark.
You're listening to The Instance.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Instance. This is The Instance, episode 414. I'm Scott Johnson, joined by everyone. Dills, hello.
Hello, Scott.
It's good to have you here. Patrick,
Good to
hello.
be here.
Patrick.
Hey,
Hello, Patrick.
Yes.
Hello.
what's up? What's happening?
Terpster, hello.
Hello. It's
Good.
been too long, Scott.
Good Lord. Everyone's here. Patrick, you and I were holding down the fart last week, and now look at it. Look what happened today.
It smells a bit.
And you
doesn't
know
it,
what?
in here?
You know what's really funny? It's the fact that they decided they really should have the entire team on the show to discuss the things we discussed last week and that we said we would never discuss again, ever. And so, yeah,
I think it's best we don't delve into any of that because I got an email through from Blizzard, and apparently our sponsorship's going to be revoked if we talk too much about flying in Draenor.
Did you trace the email to your back pocket? Is that where it originated
No, it's
from?
fine. No, because I had this deal set up with Paul Sams, and so he's just always been a huge fan of the show, and he's always tried to support us by just giving us lots of money, really. Right. And obviously,
now that he's
gone,
left, yeah,
we're screwed, Scott. So I think we should try and be authentic with how we actually feel, and
for
not just
once.
say,
For once,
yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, I think they should add flying back.
Right.
I think they should as well, and hopefully they'll listen to us. But I don't know.
Well, let's see if we can get instant gratification from that in the news coming up. A quick note, a programming note of interest, I think. The Heroes of the Pants tournament is still underway. We are getting very close to when the dates will be and how you can play and who your teams are going to be and all that stuff. So if you are interested in that, more details coming. So keep your eye on my Twitter account and stuff like that because it's coming. It's going to be fun.
Hold on to your pants, people.
Yeah.
Can you stop talking about Heroes of the Storm all the time, Scott?
No,
Come on,
I
we're
can't.
trying to do a Warcraft show.
I can't.
So
it's impossible.
Obviously, Terpster didn't listen to last week's show.
Yeah, so we had, and by the way, the response has been quite lovely. Everybody's excited about this. So I didn't, it's nothing groundbreaking. It's kind of what we've always done, but I've just made it a little more official that the instance is going to be a little more all-inclusive to Blizzard coverage. We're going to cover stuff that matters on all their IPs. It's a shifting world. It's a shifting Blizzard, and it's a shifting
There's no money
show.
in it, Scott. There's no money in it. Sans is gone.
Hey, look at all the Blizzard teams that will line our back pockets with
that'd be good,
real
actually.
money.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. I, for one, welcome our Blizzard overlords.
Yeah, you're excited now.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it. On the World of Warcraft front, this whole flying in Draenor thing came up again, and in a way that has satisfied some and made others who seemed unsatisfied before even less satisfied. Once again, proving you can't win.
Yeah, you
with
can't
people.
satisfy the unsatisfiable.
They came through though with a compromise.
That's what she said.
That is what she said.
It's a challenge.
Up
I
to
just
me.
laid the gauntlet down, essentially.
I meant to play this whenever you say that. Hold on.
That's what she said.
There you go. That's Colonel Potter from MASH. Anyway, it looks like
I like
flying.
how that's so current.
Well,
I'm amazed you could even get that in a digital format. That's what I'm impressed by.
well,
That's
you can
incredible. Well
pretty
done.
easy these days now that's on Netflix. But the point is that back then he was probably referring to something a woman actually said, as opposed to
Likely.
our reference today.
Yeah, nobody laughed at the end of that statement.
No,
Ben.
he was like literally saying that's what she said.
Yeah.
And now
Let
it
me
works.
tell you about what she said. Then, yeah.
So flying is coming to Draenor once again in patch 6.2. We don't know. It's a little mysterious as far as that's concerned. They're calling it 6.2x, which means somewhere between now and whatever perhaps 6.3 would be.
There's usually not that much between 6.2 and 6.3, though, right? There's
Yeah.
like maybe 2 or 3 small, or maybe 3 or 4.
I think haven't they done this because they've literally only just come up with this as a solution?
Sure.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, they need some implementation, but also they've made it kind of I don't know if I would call it hard, but they've given you things you have to do. You have to earn it, and
It's kind of hard.
it's a little hard.
It's not easy. I mean, it's,
some of the stuff you have to do are the things we had hoped flying would be here for to do. Does that make sense? So, like the treasure hunter stuff, I would rather fly for that.
I mean, if you read out all the things and then we can talk through it, because
Right.
let's give people a chance to catch up. Because I think that there's a lot more than meets the eye when it comes to how this is a great thing. Scott.
Okay. Oh, really?
And
All right.
Mike's just sent me an email, M. Morheim there at blizzard.com, and it says the money's back on. So
Wow. That's
I look
great.
forward to discussing this.
It's
in
literally like just a nozzle that they turn when they're like,
They
"Terpster's
literally,
not
yeah.
saying what I like.
Yeah.
Turn it to the right."
Oh, there we go.
Is it
No,
part of
honestly, so this is coming in, and once you unlock it on a character, it unlocks account wide for all characters over level 90.
Correct.
Yes.
In Draenor.
Yeah.
So
all
you
your Draenor
can
keys.
go out there and go treasure hunting on your alts, and it's great for garrison resources and stuff like that. People do love a bit of garrison resources.
Yeah.
And equally, you don't have to get all the treasures. You just have to get 100, which isn't actually that hard, especially when you get treasure maps through your garrison mission dailies. Or you can go and buy them in Ashran.
There's also
or you just
that
get an add-on.
yeah. What's
use an
that?
add-on,
What's that
yeah.
mod?
There's handy notes.
Handy
and
notes
stuff
is
like that.
yeah. Piece of cake. Use that. That's what I use. I think I may already
It's
have
not,
100.
it's not the only thing you have to do, though.
Oh no. There's plenty more. Plenty more. So let's talk about each one. You got to explore Draenor. That means everything, every corner. You got to reveal it all, and you got to get that little achievement that you've explored the whole joint. I'm missing a few corners. I've noticed. Also, I guess that doesn't include. Well, I guess it will include the jungle, right? Once it launches, will that?
I'm not sure. Actually,
yeah.
I think. Can you get Explore Draenor now?
Ooh,
Because this is patch 6.2.
that's a really good question. I guess you can't because that's.
I felt like what happened with the jungle though was that when I explored just a little bit of it, it opened up quite a bit. Like it wasn't like all the other places.
Well, there's the stuff you're locked out of, though, right? The stuff that will come with 6.2, and I don't know if that's included. I'm going to assume it is because what they're saying here seems like because you can't fly until 6.2.x, that implies that you can do a lot of this stuff now, and then when Tanaan hits, you can explore that, finish that out, and then you're kind of done, and then ready for whenever they give it to you.
You know, it's great for that. Aviana's feather. If you need to do all this stuff, pull your feather out.
Yeah.
Fly around a little bit.
Yank that feather out, baby.
It'll be fine.
Show it,
Oh, you
show
need
it like you
life.
mean it. Yeah, that's right. So you got the Treasure Hunter thing, which is the 100 treasures of Draenor. Lore Master of Draenor, meaning complete the Draenor quest achievements. That's a big one if you skipped a lot of stuff.
But most people who are at 100 should be somewhat close.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
don't think so. Going to be tricky to go find it all.
I'm pretty close. I can't even think of what quest hubs I haven't completed yet. So
I wonder if it's going to be hard to. I don't remember how this works now. Let's
no,
say
but no, because Lore Master of Draenor is actually I've got it. It's easy.
Is it?
Because it's just the
it's kind of like the
chapter
main quest line,
quests.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not you've got to complete all of the quests.
Hmm.
It's in each zone you get like 6, 8 or so quests that have the story for your faction on that side, and it really isn't that tough.
So Lore Master on the account wide thing where you get that in the game previously, that was every quest, right? That was every quest possible. EverQuest, you might say.
Yeah, error quest.
I think in its first iteration it was because when they first did the achievements, but then since then I feel like it's been like this with the last expansion too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Pandaria, I feel like I got like Lore Master of Pandaria without doing every single thing.
Yeah. Patrick, did you do all the quests? Are you ready? You have
No,
Lore Master of Draenor?
I'm not. I don't think I'm going to go for it. It's very possible to reach level 100 without having done all of these quests. Now, it's not going to take a huge amount of time if you're really hunting for the achievement and for the flying, unlocking. But it's definitely possible, especially if you do a lot of. I usually clean out an entire zone before I move on to the next one. So I was 100 by the time most people hit 93, 96 or something. But it feels to me like what you were saying earlier, and there is a bunch of additional requirements. I don't know if you want to go through.
Well, I'll rip through them because these are less exciting. But you got to secure Draenor, the securing Draenor, complete the Draenor assault objectives, and then finally earn revered with the. This is the part people are really pissed about. Those who are pissed, I should say. Earn revered with the Saber Stalkers, Order of the Awakened, and Hand of the Prophet if you're Alliance, or Vol'jin's Headhunters if you are Horde.
So it's not even exalted. It's just revered.
Just revered, which isn't
Well,
terrible.
then that's easy. What the hell,
it's
man?
not terrible, but people are complaining about having to grind rep.
When you're getting exalted for something, and when you hit revered, that's the real demoralization point, right?
Yeah.
Because you get that, and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like another 21,000 or whatever. It's like no.
Not to talk about
But
heroes
revered is
again.
easy.
Yeah, it's like not level 9 to 10 in heroes with a character. Just to give some perspective to those who are perhaps playing heroes. Sorry, Terpster, I had to bring it up again. So wait.
You need to apologize to Terpster.
So Patrick, go on then. Now that we know all that,
Yeah,
continue your thought.
I'm not sure. I think it's far, difficult enough that. Okay, I was surprised that the response was positive at all because my reaction was exactly what you were saying initially, which is, well, all of those things are what I want flying for. You know, if you have to do all of this and then you get flying, what are you going to be using it for? Is it just, you know, so that you, I think it's a little bit more of a frustration that you can say you have done it, but not a lot of people are actually going to be doing it. And by having those requirements, obviously Blizzard is pleasing the people who just want to do it to have done it and to be able to whip out their flying mount and take flight in Draenor, and they'll be happy about this. But I think most people, honestly, most people are not going to do it. Most people are not going to bother. And it sort of puts in perspective the giant frustration and controversy that happened last week when we were, you know, supposed to never talk about this again, which I really think it is a vocal minority. Yeah. They're very vocal, but it's a vocal minority. And if this satisfies them, which honestly, all of the comments, well, 90% of the comments I've seen are, well, great, super, fantastic, I love it, that's what we wanted, perfect compromise. And if this satisfies them, I think it's not a lot of people.
Now, putting on a cynical hat, do you feel like, and I don't think this is true, but I want to be obtuse, sure. Do you think that they kind of considered this before and then thought, well, should we just tell people that it's not going to happen, and then they won't be as pissed off when, if it does happen, in the ability to fly?
No, I don't think so. They might have, but it's so convoluted. It really feels like a solution to the problem that was, you know, put in front of them on their lap in the past few weeks, in the past couple of weeks.
How many people do you think unsubbed? Like,
well, if you believe, if you believe,
do you think it's just grumpy voices on the forums and social media?
Well, I think it's a combination.
Is it actually a business?
I think losing subs is a very real thing that they have to look at.
I think the people who no one has at this point unsubbed because they couldn't have, you know, they didn't have flying now.
No, I think some people did.
You know, maybe a few, but it's not, I think, because there was the promise of maybe having flying later in the expansion. And once that was revealed that it wouldn't happen, I think people wouldn't, you know, hear this and go on sub right this second. I think it might have impacted their decision to stay subbed in the next, you know, few weeks or few months. So in that sense, yes, it's a good business decision, but it's always a good business decision to try and please everyone in your game. And this is, as many people said, it's a compromise that seems to be satisfying, you know, most people. The people
but does it set a dangerous precedent, though? Because they came out all strong about, you know, hey, just so you know, guys, we really believe that this is the best way of doing things. And then obviously the audience has come out and said, well, that sucks. And so now Blizzard has kind of turned around. It's one of those things how they kind of came out saying, like, I know this isn't popular, but we really think this is for the best of the game. And then it seems
it's for the best of the leveling experience. It really is. And that, I think, I think they went a little too hard-lined because, you know, I've been playing this game for a long time, and I was very frustrated not to be able to fly in a lot of certain situations. And I totally agreed with the whole reasons for not having it in there, but we've gotten to a point now in this expansion where it just seems silly not to be able to just go to the place I need to go to real quick. And a lot of people are doing what I think has been the result of that, which is never leaving their garrison in the first place. They're just like, why go anywhere? You know, I'll just stay here. And so a lot of people have brought this up.
The flying?
Are you? I'm going to get the flying. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm going to get this is another thing to work towards.
In all fairness,
as well,
exactly. It kind of does give us something to do, which is quite nice.
Like I wanted something to go for right now. Right now, I feel like I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I log in and I'm just like, all right, do my garrison quests, mine some stuff, make some mats for some items I may never make. And then what?
Yeah, then what?
Queue for some PvP, maybe? I don't know.
Sure. I'll
be running out of the garrison. I'll be going off to the world again. I'll be doing stuff.
Sure.
I really do think there's a lot of people who, whether or not it's for their alts or whatever, they've earned all these awesome mounts over a long period of time. They've gotten used to this way of life, which is essentially like, I have a thing I need to go do out in the world. I fly off and I go do it on my cool mount. And then they feel like they've done something that day. And I feel like a lot of those people are just like I don't want to run. I don't want to get on a flight path and then run from there. I just wanted to do the way I used to do it.
Yeah.
And those people left.
Just imagine what would have happened. And by the way, as far as I'm concerned, it's a bit from column A and column B here. I think that there are going to be people who are going to be stoked to have a thing to do, like you guys are saying. I think that's great. And I also think Patrick's right. Most of what I want for flying is the things they're making me do before I get it. So that's frustrating to me. However, I think it's probably going to be an okay thing. I think it's probably going to be a fine thing. But imagine how much easier this would have been had this been their plan from the beginning. And it's hard to have that forethought without all the, everyone throwing the stink and having a big deal. But if from the beginning they had said, yeah, we're going to go different with flying this time, instead of just unlocking it with 1,000 gold at the end of your leveling, we're going to have this stuff you got to do. And imagine this was announced.
Earning this along the way.
Yeah, if this would have been announced at 6.0 at launch or shortly thereafter, preferably at launch, so there wasn't all this ambiguity, then you would have had this thing that was planned the entire time, and people would have they would have known about it.
I just can't wait for the queuing when, people start getting ganked, like in the early days of the Burning Crusade, before everyone
they
flying.
Can't fly, and
exactly. This guy flew in and kicked my ass, and but that's the problem when they
the
gate
people
it in this way.
The people who are gonna fly are the ones who are doing the ganking anyway, and the people who are not flying are the ones who are gonna get ganked anyway. So it's not gonna change much there.
That's true, but it's gonna come up. Patrick,
if you play on a PvP server, you gotta deal with the gank, and that's part of the deal.
It's gonna.
But Scott, I really doubt that they could have done this from the get-go because they didn't know that they were gonna go that route, and I really think they. As we were saying earlier, they came up with this solution when they realized, when they saw the outrage.
Yeah, and I think they still got what they want. Like Blizzard still gets what they want in this compromise, and that's the interesting thing I don't hear many people talking about. Because what Blizzard wanted was control over the creative process of it, and their belief that flying at a certain stage is not healthy for the game moving forward. So they've been able to do that in this genie out of the bottle environment, and still keep the integrity of that by saying, look, you got to do all this stuff to get it, which, as it turns out, is a lot of stuff we need flying for in the first place. But they've been able to. So in other words, they've basically said,
Scott,
clear out all the stuff and so that when this thing's empty, then you can fly anywhere you want to go because there's nothing left to do that flying would be a hindrance to. So they kind of got what they wanted either way. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying that's probably good.
What's all this stuff that's in this list that you were going to go do if you had flying?
All
you were going to go earn Revered with the Saber Stalker?
Probably not, but I would have.
Had flying?
I definitely wouldn't have done that, but I would have absolutely done this treasure stuff before.
I think that's the one thing on the list is the treasure hunting.
You're probably right.
That's the one thing. Like no, you can't look at this whole list and be like, oh, this is all I wanted flying for all this. No, you want flying for just convenience when you just need to get for me, it's like archaeology. That's what I want flying for. When I try to do archaeology running, it's the most frustrating. There's some of those dig sites.
Next.
Yeah, the dig site, there's multiple levels in one of the dig sites, and then sometimes it's at the bottom level, and there's only 2 entrances up, and you run all the way around, and you come up to this dumb thing, and it's then the next stupid artifact is below and I got to run all the way back down. It's so stupid. That's what I want flying for.
Yeah.
I don't need flying because I want to go treasure hunting all the time. Right. You do treasure hunting once and you're done.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't know. I don't see this list being the definitive list of things I need flying for.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other stuff in the game that I want to fly for.
It allows us to be so much more angry if it is, though.
Right, but now, so the convenience of going from the entrance to the furnace or freaking the rage you're in to
I think
quickly
we should
get
go
over
for
the
a
hill.
compromise, though.
What's
Should we
that?
just say that you have to get 100 mounts, and once you have 100 flying mounts, one of which has to be bought from the Blizzard store. Once you've got that, it deletes all of your flying mounts and awards you flying in Draenor. I like that.
Wow.
And it's if you like it, here you go. Here's the solution.
It'd be funny if it left you with the only mount you could have after the deletion was not even the one you bought, but the one you got
exactly.
in Burning Crusade.
But no, it should be no flying mounts should be left standing.
Right.
I think it needs to be that you have the power, just not the
take
means.
away all the stuff you ever earned. That'll really keep people around.
I could fly if I only had a mount to fly on.
Imagine if suddenly Blizzard turned around and said, all right, guys, we're going hardcore mode with this game. The next time you die, you lose everything.
Well, that would be
everybody would leave.
Every
single person would be out.
A little slice of heaven. Boy, the cities would be nice. It'd be like Silver Moon everywhere you went.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what's going on with flying. I think that does kind of end our need to discuss it further in the future.
Yeah, here it is.
Unless something happens, I don't know, something crazy could happen still, but there's your solution. Some people who were unhappy before the Blizzard was immovable are now mad that they caved, and I literally mean people, the exact human beings wrote tweets or emails that complained about it before, and now are complaining that they caved.
Scott, you can say my name. It's okay.
Terpster was his name. Mark Turpin.
And like I said, it's okay.
Yeah, it's
the
fine.
mine's back on.
Well.
I also want to do a Scott here, and in reference to the episode from last week, just say, called it.
You did totally call
I said last week that blah blah was gonna happen, and now it happened. So I'm gonna remind you that I called it.
Yeah,
for
you totally called it
of the entire life.
I'll give you full credit for that. You totally called it, dude.
What did Patrick say for the people who didn't listen?
He essentially predicted this.
Basically, I just said, well, I don't know. They might go back on
they
it.
Might backpedal like every.
That's it. That's all I
think we've all said in the past, Blizzard has a history of going back on things.
Well,
right?
they will.
Obviously, no. I'm being an ass because it was so nothing, and